Okay, Gary, so the latest that we know about this long-running saga for Leeds United is that an extra period now of exclusivity has been granted for GFH Capital. They say they hope shortly to have an announcement about the takeover. What's your take on everything as we know it?
It's been a long summer, and again, we seem to know a little more than we knew 6 months ago. What confuses me more than anything else, and I think confuses most fans, is why is the deal not done already? We've had 6 long months of this. It seems that an awful lot of information has gone out via journalists from GFHC on Twitter. We were told, for example, around 3 weeks ago that it was going to be 10 days. We were told last week it was going to be done before the Watford game. And then we were told beginning of this week that it was only a couple of days away. Don't worry. We now believe that we've got another period of exclusivity that's going to run a minimum of 10 days according to the Football League rules. That's 10 working days. That's another fortnight. I don't think we really know what's going on.
The fans are clearly very frustrated. We're all frustrated about what's going on with Leeds. It looks like the way the season's going has been affected by what's happened off the pitch. And in terms of on the pitch, we haven't been able to necessarily strengthen as much as Neil Warnock would like to because of everything. But now, when it seems to be in the end game, surely patience is the key in just saying, right, okay, we're just going to have to wait and just ride it out until this finally goes through.
I think you are right, and very annoyingly to a lot of people, I've been urging patience for a long time. I think what's important, Joel, certainly as far as our members are concerned, and certainly as far as we as a trust are concerned, is that we get the best possible outcome for Leeds United. If GFHC are the best possible outcome, then great. We look forward to this end game being completed, and let's see where we are at the other side. If there are options, and it's widely reported that there are, then I would urge Mr. Bates to, fulfil his promise of August, and that would be his legacy. He wants to leave the club in the best possible hands for the best possible future. If this is to be the best possible future, then great. But like we've said in the past, actions do speak louder than words. There have been a lot of words. What this club desperately needs, as you allude to, is actions. We've got to get that investment on the pitch. If we're now waiting another 2 weeks for this deal to go through, we lose the emergency transfer loan window. That's not great news for the club. Great news that we might be getting new owners. Not great news for Neil Warnock.
And just at the last minute, as has been typical with Leeds, it's been such a circus, probably the likes of which we haven't seen with any other football club in terms of the way the takeover has been going through. There are 2 more groups who've popped up. There's a Saudi group and an American group. Do you think that those should be listened to? Or with the way that things are going on the pitch and Leeds United's future still hanging in the balance in terms of football, would you prefer that the GFH deal, which is very close, goes through now so we can build towards the January transfer window?
I think it's all about the best possible outcome for the club, Joel, in all honesty. We've had so long dealing with the GFHC bid. It almost seems difficult to even consider the fact that there may be other interest, and that other interest might represent a better outcome. It's hard because the patience of the fans has been tested so much. There are a couple of schools of thought on this among supporters, and I have sympathy with all schools of thought. There is the sort of Ken Bates out at all cost scenario, which really isn't the best option for Leeds United. There is the Ken Bates, please fulfil your legacy and deal with and sell to whoever the person or group or consortium or whoever they are that gives us the best possible chance to build a positive and successful future for the club. That's the camp I think that that I want to be in, and I hope that's going to be the case.
I guess the frustration and the time that it's taken, it's already showing itself in the stands. Attendances are down. The atmosphere, if we're honest, has not been fantastic.
No,
it's been very difficult for the fans to feel that they can get behind this club with Ken Bates still in the hot seats.
Yeah.
Do you think that at least it's getting near to the time now where we'll at least have somebody else in charge? Or is it a case of, better the devil you know than the devil you don't?
I mean, there are arguments for both sides of that, and again, I have sympathy with both. As someone who's suffered personally at the hands of Mr. Bates over the last year or so, in some of his programme notes and some of his radio broadcasts, you might think that I would be really, really, keen to see the back of him sooner rather than later. I want the best for Leeds United, Joel. It's not about Ken Bates for me. It's about the best for the future of the club. And don't get me wrong, I think Mr. Bates has done all he can to take the club forward, and there will be much debate once he's gone as to what precisely he has achieved. But you're right, in the stands we're down on our feet. On the pitch we seem to be down on our feet. The supporters feel very disillusioned, feel very disenfranchised, they're confused. Many are very angry. Leeds United at the moment isn't the Leeds United that we all know it can be, and what we need is someone to come in, re-engage with the supporters, improve that relationship, give them something to believe in, and get that investment on the pitch. We have that lovely Magnolia East stand, which I'm sure the corporate guests enjoy, but it's not improving our financial well-being. It's not improving our performances on the pitch. We need investment on the pitch, and we need it now.
And do you think then that GFH Capital are the people to do that? They've given the proof of funds. They've submitted everything now to the league.
Yeah.
It looks like they're most likely, and you will hopefully be in dialogue and work with them, because there has been criticism in the matchday programme of various rumours flying around, and the Leeds United Supporters Trust hasn't been immune from that as well.
Oh no, we've been very much singled out in many departments for criticism for our involvement, as to what extent that's been in this. All we've tried to do is represent our supporters' views as best we can. We're not professional media people, and we're not professional business people. We're volunteers who do this for the love of the club. So if we've made mistakes, I hope we've made mistakes for the right reasons and trying to do the right thing. What we do is listen to the criticism and try and learn from it. And whether or not all the supporters are going to agree with us all the time, I don't think we can achieve that. We're Yorkshiremen, we tend to have our own views, and we tend to stand on those, live or die. I think the most important thing, certainly the trust isn't the most important thing in all this. The most important thing in all this is to get supporters back to Ellen Road, get supporters back behind, supporting the club, supporting the team on the pitch. And just as importantly, enjoying doing that. Too many supporters are saying to us, I can't bear going to Ellen Road on a Saturday now. It ain't the same, it's not the same, the atmosphere's dire, we don't feel as though, we want to really enjoy the game, we'd rather go play snooker down the pub. That can't be the case. This is Leeds United. This is Leeds United. This is the biggest club outside the Premiership, or the Premier League as it is now. We should be enjoying our matchday experience. We should be proud to be Leeds. And let's have owners, let's have ambition, that are going to fulfil the fans, the supporters' ambitions and dreams for the future.
And I think everybody is now just dreaming of this all being resolved as quickly as possible, because we've seen in previous years in the Championship teams such as Reading, who were nowhere really, and then had a fantastic run, from say January onwards, and have ended up getting promoted. That is a possibility for Leeds United. It's sometimes hard to see with everything that's gone on and everybody feeling beaten down. But we have to accept that it is still a possibility. And if this takeover does go through in the next week or so, then with money coming in, it could be still somehow a very exciting end to the season.
It could be. Listen, you're right to quote the Reading case, and of course, Mr. Warnock did something very miraculous with Crystal Palace. So there are. We wouldn't be the exception to the rule. Should we go on some kind of a run Christmas onwards that really would, bring about that promotion possibility. And let's be honest, nobody's under any illusions the Premier League is the place to be. The money's there, and that's where we want to be. Let's hope if it's going to be GFHC, if the deal is going to be done quickly. When we've spoken to them, they've been very ambitious, and I have to say, what they tell us, what they've said to us, is exactly what we want to hear. Let's hope they've got the funds to back that up and really, really push on the club now.